All right, if I could go back in time and tell myself 3 things about running that I've learned over the time, what would they be? Number 1 is that I don't have to put forth max effort and have my heart rate be super high on every single run. When I first started, I thought if I want to get a good workout and get progression, I need to just keep running harder. Every run, just run harder, and that's not the truth. One of the most important things is that easy runs are crucial. In fact, majority of my runs and majority of your runs, in my opinion, should be easy runs. Now, that's not to say every run is an easy run. You gotta work in your long runs, you gotta work in your speed work. However, majority of your runs need to be designed and have a purpose. If every single run is the exact same, where you're putting in the same amount of effort as far as your heart rate, and yeah, eventually you're gonna get injured, you're going to burn out, you've gotta have a purpose beside every single run, all right? So, easy days, take easy. Don't worry about the pace. Just worry about, for that, I just worry about my distance or my time as far as how long I want to run or how far I want to run. I don't even care about my heart rate. I don't even track it. Don't look at it. Doesn't really matter to me as much. So, yeah, that's number 1. Number 2 is I wouldn't work out my lower body because it made my legs feel heavy and made my running seem like I wasn't getting as good of a run if I was doing lower body workouts. I've learned over time through a lot of injuries that I have to work out my lower body to stay injury free. I kept having hip bursitis, I had IT band issues, I had some knee issues, a lot of different Achilles issues, a lot of issues because I just thought, okay, if I run, then I feel good in terms of my legs didn't feel heavy and I felt like I could go a little bit faster. But if I could just, slap myself a little bit and say, no, you do got to work those muscles because that's how I've maintained staying injury free for multiple years now. It, for me, has been crucial. Working on my hip strength, working on my glute strength, working on my hamstring and calf strength. I do, instead of like weight bearing lower body, I do body weight. So I do a lot of lunges, a lot of squats, a lot of butt bridges, a lot of things intended to build muscle and endurance for the muscles needed for running. That's the second thing is, you gotta do some workouts. Even if you feel heavy afterwards, like as far as your legs, and they don't feel like they're quite as springy, it will get better. It took me probably 3 to 6 months of working out my lower body until it became easier. And then now when I go running afterwards, my legs don't feel as jelly or heavy. So that's number 2. Number 3 is running shoes are critical. I used to only wear like 1 pair, and I remember the running shoe company, they did a gait analysis, which is great, and a foot strike analysis, and found that I pronate. And so I would buy 1 pair of stability shoes, which was the Asics, what are those called? I can't even think what they're called anymore, but they're high stability shoes. Anyway, and I would only run in those shoes, which did help out. But I was working the same muscles, I was using the same foot strike on pretty much everything, and that led to injuries too. So a running shoe rotation, so I will switch up my running shoes designed around what type of run I'm doing, and I will switch those out every once in a while as well, just to make sure that I'm building up some tolerance as far as my ankle strength, my foot strength, everything, because if you're running in the same shoes every single time, it will cause some issues. That's my opinion. everybody has their own different what works for them. But what I found for me is I can't just run in stability shoes. I've had to build up to it, but now I can run in non-stability shoes and be fine. I do have inserts that I'll put in those if I know that those shoes, like the Saucony Endorphin Speeds, really weren't stable for me, and the New Balance Revel version 2, they would just roll way too much for my ankle strength, and I did need stability inserts in those. However, all my other shoes I don't have inserts in, and I have built up my ankle strength and my foot strength to where I don't pronate as much. So running shoe rotation is absolutely critical, and making sure you get good shoes for you, especially running shoes. Don't go buy, something at Walmart or at Costco and run in those and expect to have a great time and not get injured. Go to a running shoe store, try some shoes out, figure out what works with you. It does cost money, but getting running shoe rotation has been critical to me. Something else that's kind of weird, but I actually get excited. It keeps running very exciting for me. When I switch up my shoes, I switch up what type of run I'm doing. It gets exciting. If you're doing the exact same run on the exact same course, and you're doing the same thing day in and day out, it will get boring. So I switch it up between trail running, I switch it up between speed work, I go on the treadmill at times to do more of my speed work, I go on the track, I switch it up, and it gets really exciting and it makes running fun. So like I said, if I could go back in time and tell my younger self when I first started running and just kept getting injured and would lose my motivation and lose the excitement of running, those 3 things. So again, number 1, don't do the same effort every single run. So switch it up. Number 2 is you got to build up your leg strength and your hip strength and your glute strength. Critical to running. You don't realize how much you're using that, and if you don't have the proper strength, you're gonna get injured. Number 3, running shoe rotation. Critical, all right? You gotta have good running shoes and make sure that you're switching them up. They're designed around what type of run you're doing. All right, hope this helps. Hope if you're getting just into running or you're thinking about getting into running, I really hope that those 3 lessons that I've learned over time will help you. And so you don't have to go through all the injuries and stress and heartache that I have. So as always, let's thrive together.